What immediately makes you think less of someone? When they try to one-up you instead of just saying something like "that's awesome dude" or actually showing some kind of interest in what you've said. Edit, damn, this blew up. I love Reddit. When they make you feel like the third wheel. And when you back off, they want you to be involved. It's like "I don't like you and I'm going to make you feel unwanted. But you can't leave. You are not allowed to be with anyone other than us." When they have a very strong "yeah, I'm a bitch/hardass, like it or leave it" attitude. People like that are just annoying to be around because they're so unnecessarily negative or assume the worst in anyone they meet. It's glorified so much these days. One-uppers. If they try to undermine your achievements. If they are being jerks to other people. If they think they know it all and there is no room for improvement. I can go on, but you get the idea. Real story, my mom got diagnosed with terminal cancer and hasn't got long to live. Stepdad took time off to spend with her, but instead of doing that he was on dating websites and watching porn mostly, amongst other things. Totally lost all respect for him now and I'm taking full-time care of her. Edit 1. Thank you all for your kind words and support. Even though I don't know any of you, I still want to send you all a hug and thanks. Not using turn signals, especially when merging on a highway. Being Mr. Know-It-All because they spend too much on Twitter and having an opinion on everything and anything, but like in a defensive way, such a turn off. When they lie to keep up appearances, or blame others to make themselves look better. Cutting people off in conversation. I admit it's more intense, when they cut me off in particular. People getting mad at kids for not being able to do something an adult can. It's almost like kids don't pop out of the womb, with all the knowledge of the world. And I'm not talking about annoyed. I've seen adults throw fucking tantrums at a kid, not being able to do something that a kid wouldn't be able to do. Being rude in a restaurant, store, well, basically anywhere. "Hi, I'll be your server tonight, what can I, water?" Fuck. Calm down. If you need water that bad, go get some. These coupons are expired, I'm still using them though. No, you're not, unless you give me a half-off coupon for my rent. I need to return this, I didn't like it. Why the hell did you buy it then? So weird. I really don't give a shit about some menial job, don't tempt me. There needs to just be an island to put all these assholes on, they can go yell and fight each other. Normal people can relax and get on with life. This is pretty funny cause a lot of the answers here boil down to, I think less of people who think less of people. Any kind of unwarranted or unnecessary abuse. Whether it's trying to look tough in front of other people, or being the lowest of scum possible, you know the ones I'm talking about. Abuse of any kind is not something I'm willing to just be fine with. Be upset with people. Defend yourself if things get violent. I don't care. You'll probably look like an idiot, but everyone has their stupid moments. But you abuse a child in any way, or an adult unconsensually and without reason in the situations where it's just a fight. You lose most respect where it's violence against adults. And all respect in any other case mentioned or hinted at. I don't like thinking less of people, but I'll be honest. People who constantly lie. If you don't have the ability to reach into the back of your mind where the truth lies and say it out loud to yourself and others, then I'm going to think you're weak-minded. Doubling down on ignorance when confronted with facts. They are presented with reality, an opportunity to learn, and instead choose the almost more difficult path of remaining stupid. Hypocrisy. A past manager used to give me lectures about how if I just think more positively then my entire world would change. And then she would turn right around and tell her then toddler to sit the fuck down and the 5-year-old to get the fuck back in the truck. Being rude to people for no reason, sometimes even with reason. There's just so many different ways to handle situations that have better outcomes. People who turn people's friends against them, and completely ruins people's reputations, over something that they didn't do, because this has happened to me. Littering, mean to animals, or rude to service workers. Honorable mention, video chats or speakerphone conversations in public. Unwanted advice or criticism. If I need someone's opinion on something in my life, I'll ask for it. Judging other people's life and trying to give advice on how to make it more like they would consider good is super annoying. Anybody who is rude to wait staff is an instant problem person in my mind. Also, anyone who says anything along the lines of "bad things only happen to me," usually these people are their own problems that almost never hold themselves accountable for the issues they put themselves in. They base their entire life around a celebrity, band or zodiac sign. You can't have a small conversation with that person without them mentioning that thing. I don't hate when SM1 says it a couple times, but just don't mention it every single fucking minute. When they're sex crazy, like all they think about is sex. I'm a guy and nothing annoys me more than when a guy just starts going crazy when he sees a girl, and starts smacking my arm telling me to check out her ass and shit. Like I don't give a fuck. Have you never seen a girl before? I also find people being over-sexual in general. For example, at a place where I used to work, you would have managers purposely hire attractive younger women. These would be old men, ranging from 40 to 80 years of age, trying to sleep with 18-year-olds. Something about it is very off-putting. I find it very disturbing and wrong. I think less of people who brag about their skills and make people feel bad about not being as good. One of my ex-friends was always so harsh on me because I wasn't as good as her when drawing or painting. It hurts, and people have to acknowledge that just because they are not as good doesn't mean they won't get better. Childish attitudes around people not liking art and entertainment, including, but not limited to, telling people that they should turn their brain off to enjoy something, implying that people who like music reviews can't form their own opinions, and instantly assuming unpopular opinions are attempts to be contrarian. How people change their act around others, like those memes about how your guy friend will change up when a girl joins and deepens his voice and just acts off. If they can't hold down keeping the same pet for their lifespan repeatedly. My older brother and his ex-wife constantly cycle through pets. He's went through 8 or 9 dogs in not even 10 years. He will get them, neglect them, give them up after they've gotten attached to him and his kids, and then get a new one. He's currently trying to breed them. He'll also get pets put down if they get sick, even if they're able to be saved, because he doesn't want to spend the money. Anyone who does that sort of thing, I think quite low of. Treating wait staff or fast food people badly, or in general anybody doing their job. A lot of the time they are following policy that they cannot control, and generally probably don't even want to be there working. My mother sometimes gets annoyed and will mumble something, and I always try to catch her. It's unneeded. They don't want to be there. They're probably getting paid shitty as well, and making their job harder than it has to be is just unneeded and low. When they use their mental illness as an excuse to emotionally abuse you and then play the victim when you fight back and cut them off. When they poke fun about you in front of all their other friends or just a lot of other people in general, and then tell you to stop being so sensitive when you confront them. 2 of my abusive good-for-nothing ex-friends. People who never admit that they're wrong and try to bend what they originally said to better fit what is actually true. Drives me insane. I'm good at noticing stuff like that, and I'll call them out for it every time. Was on a flight with my mom coming back from boarding school. An ad asking for donations for a children's hospital for kids with cancer came up on her screen, and she said, "Why are they showing these ugly kids on my screen? How do I change the channel?" I haven't spoken to my mom in 5 years now. People who don't listen or aren't considerate of others. Something trivial like talking in a movie theater is a microcosm of their greater lack of consideration for those around them. As for not listening, that's usually spotted by people not trying to relate or connect to how you felt about something. Whatever you say is just a serve up for them to talk about their own shit. When they're clearly responding on stuff with their emotional side instead of realistic and thinking side. Sometimes you're simply wrong, need to take a step back and think why others have a different opinion, maybe you'll learn something. A lack of concern for animals. It makes me see them as a simpleton who can't look at morality without being blinded by instinct/feeling/vanity. Either that, or simply as evil. When someone asks you a question about your life, you start answering and they immediately seem uninterested or start talking to someone else as you're explaining. If they keep up unhealthy habits and make jokes about them being unhealthy. Like vaping and joking about how their lungs are probably messed up. Like, yeah, they are. Anytime they judge someone for something that isn't morally wrong. Like for the way someone dresses or someone's weight. I'm immediately walking away, and you should know why if you know me. Quick judgments based on zodiac signs, results, and similar tests that you can find online. I think it's a kind of stereotyping that can potentially overshadow genuine interactions. Dishonesty. It's quite broad, but the shared theme is always dishonesty. Disloyalty, being disingenuous, someone who can switch between smiling and bitching too quickly, even manipulation arguably fits here. Someone who dishonestly claims no responsibility for their actions, rather than owning mistakes. I hope I'm not smuggling in dishonesty as a suitcase term here. What do you guys think? People who make fun of complete strangers behind their backs in public. Including taking photos or filming people who act/look in a different way than others. When someone clearly doesn't listen to you, instead they move on to whatever they were gonna say next instead of acknowledging what you just said or shared. Also, when someone is just inconsiderate of other people. Thank you for watching Reddit Stories.